Hello, everyone, and welcome to your embodiment practice for the super blue full moon in Pisces. The sun is in Virgo, the moon is in Pisces. Sun is lighting up the moon and it's full. It's going to feel closer because it is closer. It's going to feel more impotent. We're going to feel her vibration, and it's called a blue moon because it's the second full moon in August. So it's a blue moon, once in a blue moon. Once in a time when there's two full moons in the month. So we've had a powerful August, and we're going to close out with a lot of power in this embodiment practice. So it's a luscious, spiritual, vibrant, mystical full moon. Those are the touchstones of what I want you to hear for this full moon in Pisces. Pisces represents the quest, the mansion of unity consciousness. There's nothing separately real, that you are me, that I am you, that we are one. That is Pisces. Pisces does not see division. Pisces is from where we come as we enter Aries, the I am, this distinction of form, the distinction of me as me. Pisces just remembers that we're all one. So we have that in our consciousness, like it's baked into our DNA that we know that we are not separate. We just forget. And so this full moon is a remembrance. It's a coming home. And then it's also a feminine full moon. The feminine is not afraid of the unknown. The feminine is not the linear thinking. It's the counterintuitive. So what might be counterintuitive right now that your spirit, your soul directs you into, through, around, whatever it is, to do that thing. I love it because there's a saying, and I wrote this in the Moon and You PDF, a saying called Wei Wu Wei. It's a Taoist saying, and it's this concept of action without action. That sounds oxymoronic. Well, it is. It's like a koan. It's to be lived. It's to be contemplated. It's to be experimented with, not known with your mind. And this is the Pisces full moon. And this is the divine feminine. She's not interested in that. She's interested in the experience of life. So as we move into this full moon frequency, let us move into Wei Wu Wei. Be acknowledging, be on the lookout for the action that wants to come through you that may be counterintuitive to what your logical brain would tell you. If you're already playing with divine feminine archetypes, then this is probably natural for you, because when she comes on the scene, she doesn't come on the scene in ways that often make sense. So I like to use the archetype of the high priestess. And I did that in the Moon and You PDF. So if you want to create your full moon statement, which is your release statement, what is in the way of you experiencing the goodness of life just through your beingness qualities? What's in the way of your mystical connection to the divine? That's what Pisces represents. Yes, we are here on Earth, Virgo. We are in form, we are in structure, and we are also connected to the all. We are the all. We come from the all. That's Pisces. So here we are once again with that axis point, highlighting our mystical selves. We're highlighting the high priestess. She is not afraid to go into the unknown. Why? Because the inner light always guides her. That light of the moon is the light that she has inside. It always guides her. Even in the darkness, even she's home in the darkness, because the darkness has got nothing on her. Why? Because she listens. She's quiet and she listens. She's listening to the mysteries. And maybe that's going to be our mudra for today. There's this beautiful Kundalini meditation that's like listening to a shell, and we chant Ma. And so you might get that music out. I love the rendition from Ajit Kaur. Ajit is Ajeet, and she sings this mantra called Ma, M-A-A. It's the primordial sound of the divine feminine, the primordial cosmic mother, holding all of us. As we come from the ocean is that archetype. And she's like this, she's has this like a shell. She's listening to the inside, the ocean inside the shell. So we're going to do that as our embodiment practice. As we step into the unknown or the counterintuitive. Sometimes it's going to show up like this. I have a little story for you before we do our practice. I remember signing up for a ceremony like a decade or so ago. And I signed up for a Saturday night ceremony. And on Friday, the shaman left me a message and said, "We have an opening tonight. Would you like to attend?" I heard the message and everything in me was like, nope, don't want to attend. No, not going to attend. Like, I had a lot of responsibilities at that time, particularly with the dog who needed a care that was like round the clock, and it was very highly structured. And I would have to find people for it to do all the things that I would do. And I had that lined up for Saturday, but not for that night, Friday. So I was pretty sure I was a no. And so the shaman called again, knowing that he had left a message and didn't get me. So he called again and I picked up and he's like, "We have an opening tonight. Do you want it?" And out of my mouth was yes. And I was like, yes. Why did I just say yes? And so I laughed and I said, "I guess I'm coming tonight, even though I have a bunch of reasons not to come tonight." So I went back and got all my things arranged. And it worked out well, found someone to take care of my dog and do all the things that I would do for her. And it turned out to be one of the most healing, magical experiences of my life. I feel like I'm here because of something that happened there in the worlds that I'll never fully understand, but I know happened. So would that have experience been available to me on a Saturday night? Well, I guess I would say apparently not, because it happened on a Friday night. So that's when we get to be in the flow, and we can overthink those things and we can be like, oh, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. And I get all of that. And our mind loves to get in the way, and it loves to know things, and it loves to manage it. It loves to control. But there's also that moment. I was doing that. And then in that moment of decision, yes pops out of my mouth. And so I knew to go with it. And that is Wei Wu Wei. That's this action without action. And we could save ourselves a lot of mental heartache if we just don't feed that mental part. But some of us are more trained to feed it than others. And some of us have a lot of mental capacities. And so we have to work them in ways that allow their use, but not in the way. That's a whole other video, but let's go back to then our embodiment practice for this moment, the listening, so that we can be in that Wei Wu Wei. So life doesn't have to be hard. Like, all the arrangements are made. The banquet is set. The arrangements are made. And we're just waiting for you to show up. And the time is your time. So let's have ears to hear. Take your hand in a cup. It's like a cup, a conch, a shell, and place it around your ear. You may want to move your hair out of your ear so that there's this direct connection. And then close your eyes, like ground into your sit bones. Close your eyes. And you can feel the energy already happening in your ear area. Doesn't matter which ear you chose. And just tuck your chin in a little bit so that you can straighten your spine. Slow down your breathing. And just commit in this moment that the light will shine in such a way that you will have ears to hear, eyes to see, a nose to smell, senses to intuit, the body to feel, and that your senses come alive in a new way in service of this mystical union of your embodiment. This is the union, your embodiment and spirit, this mystical union of being a human being on earth with the capacity for self-reflection, the capacity to go into darkness, the capacity to be the carrier of light. Breathe into that. And the question I want you to ask yourself in this moment is to your soul, what do you want me to know right now? And then when you're ready, release your hand. Take a nice shrug of your shoulders and roll them back. And welcome in the high priestess. Welcome in this courage to walk into the light, to meet any darkness, and to hear the words that your soul is telling you.